The exhibition is called Cambodia, the Memory Workshop, and the conference is on creation and post-memory. And both the exhibition and conference are part of a citywide festival in New York called Season of Cambodia.
The whole idea came out of a series of workshops that we created in Cambodia, engaging Vann Nath, one of the 7 survivors of S21, the tool slang prison, and young emerging visual artists to really kind of connect and create that expressions of the atrocity that had happened to Cambodia, but in their own way.
Post-memory concerns effects and troubles linked to crisis or to mass murders of the preceding generation.
For me, it was in relation to the Holocaust first, but then it became a notion that other people found resonant for other kinds of historical events and other historical catastrophes. So the conference and the exhibition is centered on the Cambodian genocide, but it brings together a kind of comparative analysis of a number of different genocides. Now, I want to say right away that I don't think those situations can be compared. But there are some structures of remembrance that in our global world travel through and bridge some of those distances very well.
We want to give a future for our country. We need to go back to Cambodia and try to do something on memory for the young generation.
So I was there when the Khmer Rouge arrived, and all these periods are still inside me, so I have to work on this. I have the experience of 5 years war. When I was 13, a young soldier, Khmer Rouge, put his AK-47 on my head, so all these feelings are still alive inside me, so I talk about this.
The real difference between the Holocaust, which is the area that I've studied, and the Cambodian genocide has precisely to do with visual imagery. The Holocaust was probably the most photographed event of the 20th century. That's not the case for Cambodia. I mean, what's survived are the photographs of the prisoners in the S21 torture center that were taken by perpetrators, and the victims themselves had to produce an image archive that wasn't available.
Vann Nath, who was the painter, really came in terms of more like sharing what he have lived through to this new generation who didn't went through at all.
I'm a young generation who born after the Khmer Rouge. I didn't know about that, and something that I learned from my parents and I learned from school, it's not enough. But when I attend the workshop, I feel like, wow, it's not something that is normal, but it's something that, how can you move on without knowing your history, without knowing what has happened to your country?
The first is they look all the archives, not just on the Khmer Rouge regime, but what they want about our culture, about our history.
The remarkable thing about this exhibition is that this is the archive that's now come to New York, and it's art that was produced precisely to compensate for the absence of visual imagery.
Art and artistic expression are a way of reviving a connection to a past, in which there was an attempt to deliberately sever the relationship to that past and carry it on. So I think it's both redemptive and also expressive of a collective tragedy.
It's art created through memory, but also through post-memory, through inherited stories and accounts that have shaped the imagination of the generations that followed, that didn't live through the event, didn't even hear about it until years later, but that nevertheless has created this remarkable body of work.